One with wind and cloud.
The depths beckon. Be still.
The wind knows me.
At the frying pan. Booba, get them! Eat this! I'm going in! Let's light it up!
Into the wind. Fallen leaves. Adorn my...
Cascade. Mind the deluge.
One with nature.
At the frying pan, into the fire! Teamwork is
Be still.
Off we go!
Into the wind.
I'm going in! You're toast!
Clouds high. The birds call. Wind strike.
Everybody stand!
Kamisato up. Suiyu. Be still.
One with nature.
Cascade.
Booba, get them! Teamwork is
Fallen leaves. Adorn my night.
Mind the deluge. I'm sure I've forgotten something. Not to worry, I'll simply send someone to fetch it. As soon as I remember...
Ad Astra. Thank you for
I have to stifle a smile every time I remember the look on my... Entertainers' faces when I...
you Wow, what an amazing view! And we can even see some Kaholosaurs here and there. Hey, why don't we try to get a picture with one or two of them in the wild? Well, they're so cute. They probably won't do that. Right? Huh? What's happening over there?
Help! Somebody help us!
Ah! Wild Kaholosaurs are actually biting people! Yeah, those two are in trouble! The legendary traveler and his trusty sidekick Paimon.
Get back!
Don't panic! Just hang in there!
Finally! Someone's coming! Please help us!
Into the wind. Clouds high. The birds.
Be still.
Judging from your clothes, you must be scholars from Sumeru, right?
Yes, I'm Karya, and this is my senior Varamdra. Thank you so much for saving us. That was a little too close.
Don't mention it! Handling these sort of things is practically second nature to us by now. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler!
Still, it seems that all the Kaholosaurs just ran off.
Capture one alive?
Correct. Say, I can see you are very skilled at dealing with them. Do you think you could use me as live bait to help us capture one? I will...
Well...
Apologies. Varamdra has been hyper-focused on his research. So please, don't be too hard on him.
Oh, no worries. But why did you approach a whole group of wild Kaholosaurs, and what's this talk about capturing them? Paimon's pretty sure that's not what they're trying to do.
I'm sure we must look very silly. The fact of the matter is that we're searching for a mysterious island from a certain legend. It's said that a very important clue about the island can be found on Kaholosaurs, so... approaching them without the help of a guide from the people of the Springs was certainly an unwise choice on our part.
A mysterious island?
Yes. There is a legend from the people of the Springs that mentions a mysterious island, and Varamdra believes the key to his research can be found there.
Are you certain you two won't consider my proposal to capture one?
Some proposal? There's no way we'd be willing to use a person as live bait!
Then I suppose discussing it any further will just be a waste of time. I must come up with another solution.
Varamdra!
Oh, all right. You did rescue Karya and I just now, and I suppose I should express some gratitude. Thank you very much.
A little awkward, but Paimon will take it.
We should move on, Karya.
Yes. Thank you again. My apologies. Varamdra really doesn't have the best people skills.
That's all right. Bye now. You really don't see a pair of adventurers like those two every day. But anyway, Paimon's really curious about that mysterious island that lady just mentioned. Yeah, who knows? There might be treasure! After all the amazing places we've explored during our adventures, finding some mysterious island should be a walk in the park for us. Oh, you're right. The lady mentioned that the mysterious island is related to a legend of the people of the springs. So maybe we can start by asking some of them about it. Time's ticking. Let's get started on our next adventure. But the real question is, who should we ask? That's an idea. If anyone, the chief of the tribe should know the details. Someone looking for me? Oh, why if it isn't the traveler and his companion. So what brings you here? Do you need help with anything? We want to visit the mysterious island. The mysterious island, huh? Is there something wrong? I'm assuming you two are already aware that this island is related to a legend of my people. Yeah, but now that you mention it, we don't know anything about the actual legend yet. Then allow me to explain it to you two. It is said that the first chief of the people of the Springs was the most outstanding guide in all of Netland. He discovered many deserted domains and found countless treasures. But to prove himself once more, he embarked on yet another journey in search of a legendary, mysterious island. He endured many hardships along the way, but he persevered and managed to reach the destination. The island emits a golden light where countless treasures are buried. But instead of claiming the treasures for himself, he left behind a trail of clues that lead to the island. Since then, many people from later generations have undertaken the challenge of finding the island. After all, to find the island is to find riches and glory. Oh, that makes sense! So could you tell us how to get to that island? Oh, Paimon gets it! This is like a big secret for the people of the spring, so you can't just tell anyone, right? On the contrary, it's quite the opposite. The legend and the clues needed to find the island are all already known to the public. Oh! Well, then what's the problem? Well, I'm willing to answer your question in exchange for a favor. What do you think? Sure thing! But what do you need us to do? Then you have my thanks. Allow me to tell you some details. I'll be honest, there are some among the tribe who are of rather base character. Not long ago, I received a report that a few of them were working together to scam visitors. As the chief of the tribe, I was very ashamed to hear of this. It's really hard to believe that could happen. They are targeting tourists who wish to visit that island. According to my sources, they would trick tourists into believing they are trustworthy guides before luring the tourists into spending a fortune for the sake of reaching the island. They run a pretty sophisticated operation. They would always claim the scammed money is some kind of legal travel expenditure, so it's hard to use that to directly convict them. So, I was hoping to find someone who could approach them and pretend to get scammed. Doing so would allow us to gather the evidence required to bring them to justice. The problem is, they would certainly recognize anyone associated with me, which is why I haven't been able to carry out the plan yet.
Oh, Paimon understands now! We're the perfect bait because we're both tourists.
Exactly! And as far as I know, you two are no pushovers. No matter what nefarious schemes they may come up with, you'll be perfectly capable of protecting yourselves, right?
You betcha! If it's just a few scammers we're talking about, he'll take them all down!
Wonderful! Then here, please take this.
Whoa, that's a lot of Mora! Did we already earn a bonus?
There will be plenty of rewards if you manage to catch those scoundrels. This Mora, however, is for other purposes. I'm sure some spending will be required on your part before they lower their guard. I certainly wouldn't expect you to pay out of your own pockets. So please use the Mora as needed, and collect as much evidence as possible.
No wonder you're the chief. Seems like you've already thought of everything. Okay, we'll take it from here.
I've marked the location of the scammers on your map. I'll leave the rest to you two.
This should be the place. Now let's see if anyone around here looks like a scammer. Oh, right. We should pretend we are innocent tourists with no idea about what's going on. But how should we lure those scammers out? Good idea. Speaking of which, Paimon's dying to know what kind of treasures could be buried on the mysterious island. Wonder if anyone's ever really seen them before.
Ah! Are you two visitors from afar looking to visit the mysterious island?
Who the... Oh, looks like we managed to lure them out already. Oh, pardon. Is something the matter?
I just happened to overhear you two talking about the mysterious island. I assume you two must be tourists, brought here by the legend and looking for the island. Am I right?
Hello, Paimon is Paimon and this is the Traveler. That's right. We were just getting ready to look for that island from the legend.
In that case, as a qualified guide, I certainly cannot allow you to embark on such a dangerous journey.
Uh-huh.
As the legend says, if you can manage to reach the mysterious island, riches and glory will be yours for the taking. Be that as it may, the journey to the island is full of untold perils and dangers. It would be nigh impossible for any average person to reach the island. But you are in luck. Allow me to tell you the purpose of our services. It just so happens that our mission as guides is to help visitors avoid danger, find shortcuts, and successfully reach their destination. Please, there's no need to worry. This was just one point I had to make perfectly clear. Although the legend and the clues to finding the island are known to everyone, the leads left behind by our ancestors are as enigmatic as riddles found on a lost treasure map. Only guides bestowed with the legacy of our ancestors can correctly decipher the clues. Tourists who rashly embark on their own often wind up lost and encounter unnecessary dangers.
Huh. He actually sounds pretty convincing.
But it seems like fate has brought us together. So, what say you to having me as your guide?
So how much will you charge us?
Not to worry. I don't intend to charge any fees.
So you'd be working for free?
For us, people of the Springs, guiding guests to the mysterious island is a great honor in and of itself, worth more than any amount of mora.
Smooth. Paimon almost wants to believe him. All right, thank you. Then please, guide us onward.
Of course! Please, follow me.
Are you two here to take pictures with the Koholosaurs?
Really? Can we?
Ahem.
Huh? Oh, you two must be here to seek insight from Atta, right?
Atta?
Shh, not so loud. Openly saying their name in such a manner will only cause them to loathe you.
I apologize for not explaining earlier. As you can see, Atta is the elder Koholosaur. My senior here is responsible to serve. Atta is highly respected among the tribe and is far more knowledgeable than other Koholosaurs. They say that Atta has actually visited the mysterious island before. Therefore, we must rely on Atta's insight to know how to get there.
Really? But how do we do that? Can a Koholosaurus elder talk?
You need only slowly approach Atta. Once Atta has confirmed your scent, they will provide their wise insight. In the language of the Koholosaurs, of course. But no need to worry. The ability to interpret this language is one of the basic skills required of a guide from the people of the Springs. I can understand Atta's instructions and will lead you on the journey ahead.
All right, then let's give it a try.
That'll be 10,000 mora per person.
Huh?
In order for Atta to give us insight, they must recall their past, which can be extremely taxing for a Koholosaur. Costs to maintain their health can be quite high, you know.
I'm sorry. Such expenses may arise in the process of finding our way, but as long as we reach the mysterious island, these costs will be quite trivial in the end.
There you have it. Paimon knew there was no such thing as a free lunch. Oh, Paimon has an idea. She bets they've just made up all that stuff about the talking Koholosaur. But if we can get a receipt, that'll be proof that they're scamming tourists. With that kind of evidence, there'll be no doubt they're guilty.
What's taking them so long? Well, what do you say? I'll even throw in a group photo of you two with Atta. You won't ever find another deal like this.
Oh, that's an unexpected bonus. Quick, let's pay the man. Whoa, Atta really didn't try to bite us at all.
You can also pose now if you'd like a photo together.
Okay.
Oh, Atta is already speaking? Let me listen to what they have to say.
Could you really get anything from that noise?
Of course. Like I said, only a guide like me can understand their language. Let's follow Atta's instructions and proceed to the next area.
Here's your group photo. I even packaged it up for free.
Any chance we could get a receipt for that?
No problem at all. Here you go.
Please, come with me.
We still have a lot of the Chief's Mora to use. Why don't we keep up the act and gather some more evidence? Paimon's curious what other tricks these scammers are using. These guys are going way too far. He keeps coming up with some far-fetched reasons to make us pay for everything. With all the evidence we have now, we could bring him straight to the chief and he'd definitely be convicted. But after handing over all that Mora, Paimon kinda wants to see if he'll actually take us to the island or not.
Sorry to keep you waiting. After all the clues we've gathered, I've managed to find a shortcut to the island.
Oh, alright, then let's get going!
This is the spot. The trails of sunlight will guide the way. Once you cross the rushing water, the light of the setting sun shall reveal everything. Atta's insights have already pointed us to the destination. It's just on the opposite bank.
You mean, we're almost there? Huh. But there wasn't even anything exciting about this journey.
As I said before, this is a shortcut. If I took you on some arduous path after all the Mora you spent, that wouldn't make me look like a good guide, don't you think? Anyway, there's no time to lose. We need to get there before sunset. According to Atta's insights, this is the place. We're here.
You mean the mysterious island?
Yes, I've led you to the island just as I promised, which means it's time for me to say goodbye.
Hold on! Are you serious? This is supposed to be the island? Then what about the treasure? And look at these wooden signs and artificial lights! Even we can tell it's fake!
All that stuff about treasure is just part of the legend. I didn't make any promises about what you'd find. And who says a mysterious island can't look like this?
Huh. Since you seem to have dropped the act, then there's no need for us to continue either. We were commissioned by the chief of the people of the Springs to gather evidence of your scamming activities. With these receipts, your scamming days are over.
You sure? Then what's written on those receipts?
Huh. Let's see. Huh?
I took you all this way just to buy enough time for the handwriting to disappear. Even if you were to go back to the people you paid, you'd only find that they were using fake names, making them impossible to track down. You want to report me for scamming tourists? Then be my guest. I'll just say that I'm being falsely accused. With that...
Now he's trying to get away! Let's go after him! It's the chief!
What's the chief doing here?
I had dispatched others to secretly trail you. Thanks to you, we can finally convict him of scamming people.
Convict me? How? They don't have any evidence against me. Even as the chief, you can't just level accusations without any evidence, right?
Sorry to say it, but he got us. We lost all the evidence we had.
Not to worry. Let's search him first.
Hey, what are you doing? Keep your hands off me! That's my Mora!
Yes, I see the mark. Looks like you already split the Mora before you let them here.
What do you mean?
The Mora that the Traveler and Paimon were using today were all provided by me. They all have a special mark on them.
You...
So, there must be an explanation why the Mora that should have been theirs ended up in your hands, right? There are no receipts to prove that any transactions took place, and you yourself just denied that there was a scam. So did you then take the Mora from them by force?
Take Mora from others by force? Oh, that's an even more serious crime than scamming!
You... Ugh. All right. Sure, I admit that I coaxed them into spending a few times, but I wouldn't go as far as calling it scamming.
We have witnesses standing right here, you know.
Fine. Yes, it was all a scam.
Woohoo! No wonder you're the chief of the tribe!
I still don't understand how so many people have been getting duped by them. You need only stop and think for a moment to see through the whole thing. If he claims to be able to find a shortcut to the mysterious island, then why hasn't he just gone there and claimed the treasure for himself? Why even bother guiding others there?
That's a good point. Speaking of, have any guides from the people of the springs ever found the treasure of the mysterious island?
I can answer this question along with your previous one about how to get there. The answer is actually very simple. There is no shortcut to the island, and most people don't even meet the requirement to ever reach it. If you don't meet this single condition, then even guides from the people of the springs, despite all of their abilities, will find it difficult to overcome the obstacles along the way. Which is exactly why, even though the clues to the mysterious island are open to the public, few have ever made it there.
There's a requirement? What is it?
Let me ask you something first. What do you think a real journey to the mysterious island should be like?
It should probably involve overcoming a lot of hardships with your companions before witnessing some breathtaking sights, uncovering a really touching story, oh, and scoring some super cool treasure at the end.
And therein lies the key point, overcoming hardships with your companions. It's said that when the first chief set out to search for the island, the ones who accompanied him were not clients nor tourists, but his closest friends. The legend also mentioned that only those willing to entrust their lives to one another will be able to reach the island together. Therefore, the requirement to reach the island is journeying with your closest friends, the kind of friends you would trust with your life.
So that's the key.
From what I can see, you and Paimon are exactly those kinds of friends. The kind that would trust each other with anything. But, unfortunately, neither of you are experienced guides. And if you were to hire someone else, then I'm afraid you could probably never place your lives in the hands of someone you met on a pure monetary basis.
That's true.
But don't feel discouraged. I believe that this beautiful land that I call my home will not disappoint you. Whether it's remote islands or ancient ruins, I'm sure they can also provide you with plenty of exciting adventures. And let me tell you a secret. The elders once told me that beneath these very ruins lies a way to reach the sky!
Yeah, thanks for that. But knowing us, we don't give up so easily even when a place is supposedly impossible to visit.
Oh, I can understand. I won't stop you if you're still interested in finding the island. I just recommend finding a guide first who you could trust with your lives.
A guide we could trust with our lives? Oh, who knows when we'll meet someone like that around here? Oh, we could go find Mualani!
It appears you've already made up your minds. Then I'll be taking my leave. My assistants will pay you for all your help. Thanks again.
Okay, bye-bye!
Traveler? Paimon?
Kanichi! Fancy meeting you here. We've actually been looking for you.
I'll get straight to the point. I hear you accepted a proposal from Elder Trinidad.
Oh, the, Turnfire Knight, you mean. You were still his first choice. It's just... Oh, jeez. It's not what it looks like, promise.
Chill, it's cool. I only mention it because there's something you should know. And I suspect Elder Trinidad hasn't been completely forthcoming with you. His true intention is to resolve the Mountain King problem once and for all.
Once and for all? You mean this'll be the last Turnfire Knight ever?
That's right. He wants to use you to send the Mountain King to the Night Kingdom.
To the Night Kingdom? You mean...
To his death.
Whoa! Are you serious right now? You shouldn't go blurting out accusations like that. It could get you in trouble.
Too blunt? Okay. I'll phrase it more gently. There is potentially a possibility that Elder Trinidad may be hoping that during the course of the ceremony, you kill the Mountain King dead.
But that's ridiculous! He told us the Mountain King is a living symbol of your tribe's glory!
And that glory comes at a price.
Oh, that's right. The Mountain King is a living symbol of our glory, but even this glory comes at a price. Ah, yes, and Nana wasn't the first.
She likely won't be the last to lose her life either.
Still, is killing the Mountain King really the only way? It seems so extreme!
The Mountain King is a unique case when it comes to abyssal contamination. It's eaten away at him for so long that it has consumed him entirely, and the damage is irreversible. That evil power has both driven him insane and kept him alive over the centuries. So, to look at it one way, once it's completely purged from his body, the Mountain King will finally be able to rest in peace. In past ceremonies, we've only purged around half of the abyssal power. This was to strike a balance, to keep him alive, but also keep him asleep.
Trinidad didn't say anything about how much power he wanted us to purge, but he did say there were some more details to go over before the ceremony.
Then it sounds like you'll know for sure soon enough.
If he really asks us to kill the Mountain King, what should we do?
I know this must come as quite a shock, so I suggest you act like you didn't hear anything for now. But would you have time to visit the chief after your meeting with Elder Trinidad? I'd like to make a deal with you.
What kind of deal?
One that comes at a very reasonable price. I'm sure you have plenty of other questions, but we can talk more later. Good. See you soon.
Ah, mighty Outlanders, you have returned. Did you have a good rest?
It was, pretty good, yeah.
Glad to hear it. Things are progressing very smoothly on my end. Many of the elders have heard of your heroic deeds, including the chief. They all speak very favorably of you. There are still those who insist that the ceremony should be performed by the bearer of the Malipo name. But they're just stuck in the past. We need to move with the times.
Plus, Kanichi doesn't want to do it anyway.
Exactly. So, now, it's time for us to discuss the finer details of the ceremony. We covered the fire lighting part of the proceedings yesterday. The next part is the purification of the Mountain King. It's quite simple. You just need to use the sacred flame. We've done it plenty of times before, and it's always very routine. I'm sure you won't have any problems. One point I'd like to stress, though, is that you need to burn away as much of the abyssal energy as you possibly can. The more we dispel, the longer the Mountain King will remain asleep.
Asleep, huh?
Precisely. In previous years, the Flamebearer has often been unable to dispel a sufficient amount of abyssal energy. That's the only reason why we have to perform the ceremony on a regular basis. But I understand that you have a lot of experience fighting against the Abyss, and you seemed to wield the sacred flame quite effortlessly yesterday. With your help, I'm optimistic this time we can dispel all the remaining abyssal energy from the Mountain King's body, freeing us from this ever-looming threat for many years to come.
Traveler?
So this doesn't faze you at all, huh? You clearly have a lot of confidence in yourself. If that's all you really need to know, the ceremony's in 3 days. I'll come and fetch you when we're ready. In the meantime, feel free to take a look around our settlement. It would mean a lot to the elders if you got to know some of our people. And if you wouldn't mind helping them out with a few errands here and there, that would be even better.
So now we have extra errands to run? Maybe we should add a little extra to the price.
Just a humble suggestion, that's all. It will help you gain the respect of our people, and as a mighty hero, I truly believe that's what you deserve. I'll be sticking around for the next few days, so if you have any questions, you know where to find me.
Seems like Kanich was right. We should go meet up with him right away.
Huh, you're here.
Kanich! Elder Trinidad said that...
I can tell. It's written on your faces.
Is that the Traveler and Paimon? Forgive me for not being there to welcome you on your arrival. That should have been my duty as Chief.
Hello, Chief Waina.
I only heard the news from Trinidad yesterday, so I asked Kinich to invite you over for a quick chat. I believe Kinich has already filled you in, so I'll get straight to the point. Firstly, I fully endorse your appointment as flame bearers for the upcoming Turnfire Night. However, I would like to request that you take steps to ensure the Mountain King's safety. Every child of our tribe grows up hearing the tales of our heroes, from Yupanqui the Firebringer to Burkina and the Mountain King who fought against the Abyss. This is our history and our heritage, the source of our pride and the center of our faith. To kill the Mountain King would be to destroy our spirit. Nana's death was a great tragedy, and I do not blame Trinidad for the actions he has taken. Nevertheless, I cannot allow any harm to come to the Mountain King. My honored guests, please give this matter your serious consideration. Perhaps there is, but despite all our attempts to contain the situation over the years, we've not found it. Right now, I should like to hear where you stand on this matter. Though I sense that your mind is not yet made up, I'm still comforted by your words. There are 3 days left before the ceremony. I hope they will bring you clarity.
So, Kanich, earlier you were saying that...
Let's walk and talk. I'll show you around the tribe.
That works too. Paimon needs to get some air after this. Kanich, Paimon finally understands why you turned Trinidad down. You knew what he was planning, didn't you? That's why you didn't want to be the Flamebearer this time, because it's a double-edged sword. The whole Mora thing was just a sneaky excuse.
Double-edged sword is right. But my response wasn't merely an excuse. To solve this exceptional problem, an exceptional price must be paid. I'm working on it.
Really? Well, come on then, let's hear it!
In a moment. Didn't you have a question you were about to ask me?
Oh yeah. What was it again? Oh, right! We need to talk about How. He's completely unhinged.
I agree that he has a problem. He needs disciplining, so I hired him a teacher.
You got him a teacher? Oh, Paimon would love to see him get scolded for bad behavior. Anyway, moving on. When we ran into How, he said you two were investigating some Abyss thing together. Is that related to the whole Mountain King situation?
Yes, that's the angle I've been working on. I'm a Saurian hunter, but I occasionally hunt the Abyss too. One time I was pursuing some purple demonic dogs when I accidentally entered a hidden space. I did some research after the fact. Apparently they're known as beastly rifts, and there are many of them of all different sizes. That's where those purple dogs were coming from.
So,
if we can locate one of these beastly rifts, clear the monsters out, and move the Mountain King inside, he'd be able to continue living, but without posing a threat to the tribe.
whoa, that sounds kinda crazy. Would it really work?
It's not without its risks, of course. There's a lot of unknowns in the equation. For instance, for all we know, a prolonged period inside the rift could make the Mountain King's condition worse. Still, we desperately need something like this, even just as a temporary measure. You've seen the conflict the issue is causing in our tribe for yourselves, and believe me, it's been a long time coming. The chief is adamant about keeping the Mountain King alive, whatever happens.
I can understand. It's less about the Mountain King and more about preserving your culture and heritage.
Yes, but on the flip side, you've got people like Elder Trinidad, who is more concerned about protecting the people he cares about now and into the future. And he has every right to take that view. It's one thing to try and preserve the last remnants of a glorious past, but making your kin pay the price for it? No one can seriously tell them that's a fair trade.
You're right. There's no easy answers here. Let's leave that to one side for a moment and assume we go with your plan. How do you actually intend to find one of these beastly rifts? Because at least in our experience, the dogs open the rifts when they want to attack us, not the other way around.
I think I know a way. You have any better ideas?
Not at the moment, but it just feels like using the power of the Abyss for our own ends isn't gonna end well. After all, the Abyss is what turned the Mountain King into a monster in the first place. People are gonna think you've lost your marbles.
If it doesn't end well, then that's the price we pay. Everything in the world comes at a price. Even when Yupanqui, the Firebringer, stole the Turnfire, it cost him dearly. The Mountain King's erratic outbursts have brought tensions within the tribe to a boiling point. Unless this gets resolved quickly, everyone will be stuck in a stalemate.
All right. So what's this deal you wanted to make with us? We're hardly experts on exploiting abyssal power.
All I need you to do is keep people away from me. I'm getting harassed on a daily basis by people trying to convince me to be the flame bearer. I can't afford to waste all my energy dealing with them. If you help me out, there'll be a gift for you in return.
Ooh, what kind of gift?
Something well worth your while, I'd say. Just keep doing what you've been doing. Integrate yourself with the tribe's people, so everyone comes to terms with the fact that we have a new flame bearer. That way, I won't have an endless stream of people coming to beg me to join the ceremony, and I can focus on finding a way to summon the beastly rift. Then, when the day of the ceremony comes, we'll move the Mountain King into his new home.
Still sounds pretty crazy. Even for a daredevil like you, that's dangerous. And even if it works, what if neither Chief Wyna nor Elder Trinidad are happy with it? Have you thought?
At least the two of them would finally be on the same side of the issue, leaving only me on the opposing side. The tribe needs leaders like them far more than a Saurian hunter for hire like me. Can I take that to mean that we have a deal?
For sure. And who knows? Maybe we'll come up with an even better solution to all of this in the next couple of days.
Great. Well, for the next couple of days, please spend some time among the tribe and lend a hand wherever you can. I'm sure everyone will be swept off their feet when they meet our new flame bearer. Good luck to us both.
Okay, task for the day. Meet the tribespeople and take some heat off of Kenichi's back.
These clothes are the comfiest, after all.
Hoonie, how can you call the Mountain King a monster?
Because he hurt a lot of people. And look what happened to Nana.
But it wasn't on purpose. The Mountain King is sick, that's all. He's been hurt by the abyss.
That's true. But the fact remains that he's now a threat to all of us.
How can you be so harsh to someone who's sick? If you don't take back what you just said, I don't know if we can carry on being friends.
Toba, Huni, what's wrong?
Hoonie's saying nasty things about the Mountain King. It's not right. He's our hero.
Once upon a time, maybe. But not anymore.
Yesterday, maybe, but not anymore.
Toba? Fine. I guess my dad is right. Things change, and you just have to accept it and move forward. As of today, our friendship is over. There's no going back. Oh, come on, cut it out, you two. We have some great news to tell you. The Traveler is gonna be the flame bearer for the next Turnfire Night. He's gonna do a beautiful ceremony and cure the Mountain King's illness for good.
What? Really?
So that's what my dad wanted to talk to you about? To be fair, from what we saw the other day, you are pretty good at climbing cliffs. Probably just as good as Kenich.
Wait, speaking of Kenich, where even is that guy?
Oh yeah, good question. Is he not coming to the ceremony anymore? We can get him to come, but if he catches you two fighting again, he won't be happy. He'll be sure to give you both a piece of his mind.
No, we can't let that happen. I've never even spoken to him before. I can't afford to make such a bad first impression.
I didn't mean to argue with Toba. All I said was that the Mountain King has done some pretty bad things. He was the one who turned it into a fight. Yeah, if you weren't friends, there's no way Toba would have come to look for the baby Saurians with you. All right. Well, because it's the Traveler and Paimon and Kenich, I'm sorry, Toba. I'm sorry for all the mean things I said about the Mountain King. Dad just really misses Nana. And I was really upset that she's gone, too.
Huh? Oh. I shouldn't have spoken to you the way I did either. It wasn't very nice of me. For the Traveler and Paimon, Kenich, and for Nana. I'm sorry too, Huni.
That's more like it. Now you're best friends again. Guess so. Toba, if I ever say something mean about the Mountain King in the future, I'll make sure I say it to someone else, and not you. I'd better go buy some colored cloth for my dad now. He needs it for Turnfire Night. Let's play again some other time. See you, Toba. See you, Traveler and Paimon.
Okay. I'll head home as well then. See you next time.
Okay, take care, you two. Even though they said they're sorry, it looks like their friendship isn't as strong as it was before. Let's just hope we can solve this once and for all. Come on, let's move on. Huh? What's going on? Hey there! What's happening here?
A rehearsal for the Turnfire Night dance.
Ooh, there's a dance involved? Paimon wants to learn too!
You don't know it? Ah, I guess you're not from these parts, huh?
Why do you say that?
Because of the Turnfire Night, of course. The Mountain King could wake up at any time. That's why we're holding an emergency ceremony. This isn't one of those fun and games festivals. For outsiders, it might even be a little dangerous.
Well, did you know that the Flame Bearer this time is actually gonna be an outsider?
Oh, I did hear about that. It's a first for sure. I would have loved to meet them in person. What? Oh, it's you? Man, oh man. Well, this is a nice surprise. It's funny. I was just thinking that I'll probably miss out on meeting the new Flamebearer, since I'm not taking part this time around. Then suddenly, there you are! Must be my lucky day!
You're not taking part in the Turnfire Night? How come? You're not an outsider too, are you?
You must be joking. Watch this! Not bad, right? Yeah, I'm considered one of the better-looking guys who dances beneath the pillars of the sacred flame.
Oh, very impressive. So why'd you quit?
Well, I feel like the whole Mountain King situation is getting more and more precarious. It's just not safe here anymore. One of our elders' Saurian companions even lost her life not long ago. The question is, what are we gonna do about this in the long term? But our leaders don't have any answers for us. They're probably too busy fighting about it amongst themselves. The way things are going, it's only a matter of time before it gets violent. So I figured, you know what? Now's as good a time as any to get away for a little while. Go do some exploring.
You look a little disappointed.
Disappointed? Nah, it's a great opportunity to go see the world. As every male scion of the canopy knows, wherever you are and wherever you go, the only way is forwards. We take pride in that. I won't forget my roots. I managed to get in touch with the Saurian Relics Association. They gave me a simple test. Find a decent quality relic, and they'll make me a member.
What's the Saurian Relics Association?
You've never heard of it? It's a group of amateur history enthusiasts who do research on the ancient Saurian era. They're all about collecting relics and remnants from that age. Speaking of which, the guy who was Flamebearer before you, I've heard that his Saurian buddy comes from that time.
A how? A how's a relic from an ancient Saurian civilization?
Oh, yeah, him. So you know those two already, huh? Then, do you know how they met? It was deep inside some mysterious ruin, and they signed a contract there. The association folks say that the kind of contract usually comes with a huge hidden cost.
Really? That sounds ominous.
Who knows? But if it's true, Kanich can probably handle it. He knows what he's doing with weighing up contracts and costs and stuff. I doubt he'd make a contract that doesn't benefit him. Strangely enough, I actually happened upon a strange mural a while back, and it looked to me like it was depicting a Saurian and a human involved in some kind of Saurian-era contract ritual.
Oh, does that count as a relic then?
You bet it does. I was all ready to go take a picture of it and use that as my entry ticket to the association. But after all the abyssal activity recently, I heard that area's been overrun by monsters. The best laid plans, huh? I'll just have to wait and see if things improve. Or... you look like you know your way around a fight. I don't suppose there's any chance you'd be able to help?
If all you need to get is a picture, that should be pretty achievable, right? The Traveler deals with monsters all the time. It's a piece of cake.
Wait, you're seriously gonna help me out?
Come on, it's no big deal. Compared to some of the things we've been roped into before, this is nothing.
Pyro Archon above, you two have hearts of gold, you know that? You're the kind of people who could dive into the Turnfire deep in the bowels of the Night Kingdom, and it wouldn't burn a single hair off your head. Of course it is. All right, come with me. I'll show you the way. There it is. It's inside these ruins. As you can see, the place is crawling with monsters.
Alrighty then. Stay back and take cover, Tiago. This could get dangerous. We'll take care of them.
Great minds think alike. I'm not about to cramp your style.
The wind knows me. Kamisato Arc. Suiyu! One with nature.
I'm going in!
Cascade.
That should be the last of them. It's a good thing Tiago had the sense to stay in his hiding place, or things could have gotten really hairy for him. Hey, look! That's gotta be it, right? Definitely looks like a mural. True. Now that you mention it, most ancient murals take up a whole huge wall. This looks more like someone with a paintbrush got bored and started doodling. It does match the story he told us, though. There's a Saurian and a human. So, is that supposed to be what an ancient contract ritual looked like? Whatever. We're not here to decipher it. Just photograph it. That's a wrap. Let's take it back to Tiago.
You've been robbed? Oh, Ponche.
I put blood, sweat, and tears into
Tiago, is this the picture you were looking for?
Let me take a look. Yep, that's the one. Pyro Archon above, you two are superhumans. Hey, Ponche, come and say hi to these guys. They're gonna be the new flame bearers, and they're tough as nails.
Wait, are you the Traveler and Paimon?
Huh? You already know each other?
I don't think so.
My nephew Toba's been telling everyone about you. He says you're crazy strong, super friendly, that you helped him out, and that you're gonna be our flame bearers this Turnfire night.
Oh, so you're Toba's uncle. Great to meet you, sir. Sounds like we managed to make a bit of a name for ourselves.
Toba's not wrong, my friend. These two are honestly some of the...
Really?
Allow me to explain.
I spent on the word mal-
It was an
And now it's all gone. That little goon ambushed me during-
That book was everything to him. It's like they robbed him of his soul when they took it.
Dear honored guests of our clan, I am but a helpless old student. If only for-
See what I mean, Ponche? Now you...
I don't know if he's- Hey! You thieving rat! Give me my things back!
What do you want now, you old bum? God, you're a waste of space. Prepare to get shoved butt first into a... Oh, what's the... Eat dirt, suckers!
Hey, he's trying to get away! You good? Let's chase him down.
Stop, please! Please. I don't have your stuff anymore.
Oh, yeah? Well, where is it then? You threw it away?
The old bum's bag didn't have a single mora in it. All that time lying in wait was for nothing.
Is that really the truth? Okay,
The same place you found me. Look, I swear on the Pyro Archon, it's the truth.
okay, that's it. What do we do now? It sounds like he's telling the truth. Right, let's hope nobody...
Although the Turnfire is a heroic symbol in Hoytzatlan, it always comes with the more ominous implication of eventual tragedy. This holds true for all bearers of this ancient name in recorded history. Each one of them died of non-natural causes, as if the specter of the Turnfire was always lurking in the background. This appears to suggest the existence of some higher power that is always watching the name-bearer, examining their actions, and eventually demanding payment in return. None can escape this payment, unless, perhaps, they could honestly swear by Turnfire to never make a single mistake in their entire life. Yupanki's Turnfire. What an incredible work on ancient name philology. I can't believe it was just lying there for me to take. Let me see, the author is Ponche. Nice. A gentleman and a scholar.
Silence, book muncher. The great Kahula will suffer your droning voice no longer.
Do you truly find no joy at all in perusing such rich historical records?
Joy? What joy is there in this pointless drivel?
Well, it makes a pretty shocking prediction. Every bearer of the ancient name Malipo eventually meets a grisly end. Maybe that's the price you pay for the name that means price?
What? You're saying Kenichi will die a violent death? So I'll finally get to take over his body? When will that glorious day arrive? The great Kahula demands to know!
Wow, you are just irredeemable, aren't you? An agent of chaos down to the core. You make us Abyss Order folks look like saints in comparison.
Silence, maggot! To presume that anyone compares your kind with the great Kahula is sheer vanity. And if that day ever comes, oh, your doom will soon follow.
You don't need to lecture me about Doomsday. Here's what I know, based on countless historical texts. All civilizations will be reduced to rubble by the passage of time. From ancient kingdoms, to heavenly thrones, to worlds beyond, there are no exceptions. But from the ruins of every civilization, the dust will rise and never settle, thus transcending the confines of time. That dust is what we call a civilization's spirit. And you, great Kahula How, are one such speck of dust from a bygone age. I've paid dearly for the chance to observe you up close. Now, let me take a good look at you. We'll see whether any memories of that age still remain inside you.
We're so sorry, Mr. Ponche, but we couldn't find your manuscript anywhere.
Does that mean all of my hard work was for nothing?
You gotta stay positive, Ponche. You might have lost the book, but the brains behind it are still intact. Surely you remember the main points at least?
The whole reason I worked so hard to get it finished before the Turnfire night is because I hoped that maybe it might help us find a way through these trying times. But now, well, not exactly. But I thought my research might at least be a starting point.
Oh, really? So what did you find out in your research?
I think the key to all of this lies in the power of Malipo.
Ponche, you know as well as anyone that ancient names don't hold any real power. Symbolic power doesn't count.
You're right, but Malipo may be a special case. Given that it first arose in the era of the first Pyro Archon, it might contain remnants of Shibalanke's power.
Yeah, I remember that story. My grandpa told it to me when I was a little kid. Maybe you're the special case. Most kids stop believing in that stuff by your—
I'm not talking about childhood superstitions here. There is evidence.
Like what?
Like the fact that the Mountain King is still alive. Everyone attributes that to the power of the Abyss, but there's more to it than that. The key factor is that Burkina summoned the power of Malipo at the cost of his own life. If you don't believe me, then answer me this. How many other creatures can you think of who lived longer, not shorter, after being contaminated by the abyss?
Traveler, different situation but similar idea. Doesn't this remind you of the hilly?
So, I came to the conclusion that Malipo must refer to some mysterious ritual involving a tit-for-tat exchange. It began with the first Pyro Archon, fell with the Grand Alliance, then was buried in the Night Kingdom. And now, it awaits the call of its new bearer.
Hey. Sorry to interrupt, Ponche, but you seem to be getting a little overexcited.
I'm sorry. I was originally planning on presenting my findings to Kinich. I'd hoped he would be attending the upcoming ceremony.
Sounds to me like you dreamed up one fanciful theory to support another.
Kinich, what are you doing here?
I more or less finished what I was doing, so I came to have a quick catch-up. Now,
Kinich! I'm onto something. I haven't worked out all the details, but you have to attend the Turnfire Night.
So Mr. Ponche here has done a lot of research on the history of the Turnfire, and thinks he might have found a way for you to solve the problem.
I'll be there, Ponche. Let's go. Here will do. Yeah.
Sounds like...
You heard him.
Yet.
I think it's possible. Burkina didn't fall to the abyss. He was killed by the Mountain King in an episode of madness. In his final moments. Maybe he thought the Mountain King was... Either way.
How can you drop...
This is what I've gleaned. The story the Mountain King's...
What?
Of course not. We should help him move to a new home. It's the only The Mountain King is a hero to my tribe. Still, he's...
Ugh. Practical solutions hurt Paimon's brain.
Then let's break...